Welcome back to Miss Candy's Land. Today I want to talk about a method that I use called mirroring. And it's very animated, so it's also another example of becoming the cartoon, okay? Because a lot of what your child does, if they're doing things they've seen, whether it's on TV or whatever, like they suck it all in and then they try to put it where they think it needs to go, or they experiment with it to see how they think it should go. So another cool thing, instead of extinction, to do during a fit, or really anytime, you start it in a different way. So I'm kind of always doing this where I'm allowing a child to show me where to go. And the way that I do this is by mirroring. I just start doing whatever they're doing, right? So if they're stacking blocks, I'm going to be like, I can help, right? Because I'm always teaching teamwork and cooperation. So I'm like, oh, I can help, and they can say, no, I don't want your help, and that's fine. But if they're all like, yeah, come on in, then I'll start just doing exactly what they're doing, the way that they're doing it, okay? And what usually happens in just a few minutes is they will grab something and hand it to me, something that they're challenged with, like, maybe they're stacking squares, but they really want the triangle on the top. And so they haven't been able to accomplish that. So while you're doing that, they're like, hey, while you're here, show me how that's done, right? So as they hand that to me, I'm seeing, oh, this is where we need to go, and I'll put it on there. Don't put any attention on it. Just keep, and then just start stacking again, just doing exactly what they're doing. And they'll keep showing me what they need help with and where they really want to go, like that's the coolest thing, is they're saying, I'm already bit, and this is where I'm trying to go. So once you've done that, and I put that pretty much in anything. I'm doing it all the time. And so once that's a normal thing, then when they're throwing a fit and they're like, I want gummies, the best thing you can do in that moment is look at them with a smile and go, look at me. I want gummies. How silly does that look? Right? So you're mirroring it, and then it's an instant laugh. It's an instant laugh. And it's so funny because I would be working, in facilities or at parents' houses, and where I'm in a room by myself, or they're just in another room, but they can hear me, or maybe they're watching me on a camera, surveillance or nanny cams or whatever. And as soon as I get down on their level and I'm like, they say, I don't want to do it. And then I get down on my knees right at their level and go, I don't want to do it either. That's silly, right, friend? Oh my gosh, listen to us. We sound so silly. They'll come running before we get to that part. Once they open the door and I'm at that point of, we're all laughing like, that's so silly. We look silly. Then they're like, oh. And then it just becomes like wildfire. Then everybody's doing it. Parents are doing it all the time because, you alchemize that emotion in that minute. You took all that anger and then you put it onto yourself, and then you guys just blew it away with some laughing, right? And then it never happened. It never happened after that. It never existed, that moment, right? And they start to really change a lot of they're seeing themselves through your eyes as they watch you model, how to love yourself, how to take things with a grain of salt, how to alchemize. That's what they're learning. And we all need to know how to do this. Everyone can do it. It's a kind of a word that maybe people don't understand, but basically you are changing the energy around you guys. If somebody's angry, or somebody's sad and we want to hug them and make them feel better, that's alchemy. That's alchemizing that feeling. I want you to feel better, so I'm going to bring you close to me and I'm going to hold you and until you finish crying. You have a boo-boo, I'm going to kiss it. Like all that is you're trying to change that energy in that moment because you yourself don't want to see your child sad. So we can do that with anger. That's awesome that we can actually do that with anger. But it does take mirroring. It does take showing you what you're showing me. Right? And like I said, when you incorporate that in everything, you're stacking blocks this way, I'm stacking blocks this way. And, they're looking at you and they know that you are watching to see what they're going to do so you can do it, right? Again, the confidence and the laughter that'll ensue. where they try to do something silly, like put a block that they know is going to fall, it just to trip you up. Like, that's when you're friends, right? You're actually friends, and that's what it takes. That's what it takes. If you want kids to feel safe with you and take you seriously, you got to be their friend. Really, you got to play with them. You gotta hang out with them. You gotta know what they like. You gotta laugh at all their jokes like you mean it. But thanks for joining me, and we'll see you soon.